It is a heartbreaking story. A 98-year-old man from Dearborn is accused of driving his RV the wrong way on a Florida road, killing two teens.
This accident once again raising the question of how old is too old to drive, and we want to hear from you on this.
At what age should drivers have to give up their keys? At 80 years old, over 90, or do you think they should have to give them up? Our polls are open right now. You can vote on our website, WXYZ.com/vote.
And we'll have those results for you right after this. But 7 Action News reporter Kim Russell shares with us that someone raised concerns about this driver in the past.
We decided to look into 98-year-old Walter Roney's driving record here in Michigan. The Secretary of State tells us just months ago in September, someone voiced concerns and he was ordered to get a re-examination. He then passed a test and was able to keep his license. It raises questions. It happened Tuesday night on Okeechobee Road in Fort Pierce, Florida. Investigators say 98-year-old Walter Roney of Dearborn was driving the wrong way when his 1986 RV Mirage crashed into a 2013 Chevy Silverado. The driver of the Chevy, 17-year-old Santia Mariah Fakita, and her passenger, 16-year-old Brittany Lee Poindexter, died.
She was just a really nice girl. She was always positive. She was always the happy one of the group and all.
Every time you walked in a room with them, they were smiling and they'd make you laugh. And they were just so good and they just loved everyone and everyone loved them, as you can see.
Roney and his passenger both ended up in the hospital. The crash involving the 98-year-old driver raises questions. What happened that led to the Secretary of State here in Michigan forcing him to undergo re-examination in order to keep his license? Was the test not tough enough? It also hits home for many families with loved ones they think are losing the ability to drive safely.
When it comes to taking the keys away, you really have to have an open conversation and understanding that they have a life also and that they should and would like to be able to have access to grocery stores, malls, movie theaters. And that's one thing that Visiting Angels can help with.
Stephen Novak is owner of Visiting Angels in Rochester Hills, Sterling Heights, and Port Huron. His company provides social workers that can help families have this conversation and also provides transportation to many seniors. He says they have a client who only gave up keys after a terrifying accident. That client has learned with support he can still have independence.
He was resistant the whole time, giving his keys up, giving his car up. But then after the accident, I think that was the wake-up call that he needed. Unfortunately, it came a little too late, but now we're helping him in that aspect even more.
If you are concerned about an elderly driver you know's safety on the road, the Secretary of State says you can fill out a form and request a re-examination of their ability to have their license. Police, doctors, and any citizen can do this. Kim Russell, 7 Action News.
All right, Kim, thank you very much. So we're asking you to weigh in. We're watching the results come in now. At what age should drivers have to give up their keys? And
a percentage fluctuating here and there, but our poll just closed, and here's what you're saying. 35% of you say that 80 years or older, it is time's up. About 16% of you are now saying over 90, but overwhelming, 49% say drivers shouldn't have to give up their keys.
Yeah, but again, importantly, as the story shows, the conversation certainly should be held with the case of elderly parents or elderly individuals.
It's important.
Yeah, it sure is, for the safety of them and for others, certainly.